of businesses in the Vail Valley. What's the vibe like right now? How are people feeling in general, coming out of this tough winter, heading into this summer? What's your sense of the confidence and the overall outlook for many of the businesses in the Vail Valley?
Yeah, it's a great question, Ryan. And we, the businesses in our mountain communities, and not only in Eagle County, but Summit and Round and Pitkin, throughout the state, we're resilient. We have years where it doesn't snow as much, or there's economic factors that impact visitation. But we're hardy. We're a hardy group. We're a bootstrap group. So the general sentiment, I think, in December and January and into February was, when is it going to snow? And there was a little bit of dismay as it didn't. And moving into mid-February through the end of the ski season, the tone changed a little bit from the business community, and it moved into one of recognition and acknowledgement and acceptance that, this is going to be one of those years where it doesn't snow a lot. So what can we do to take care of the customers? What can we do to make sure people have a great experience and want to come back? And I think that was true throughout the entire ski industry. Recognition for the great work our mountain operations teams did, recognition for the great work that our towns and communities and resorts did to enhance the guest experience through events and surprise and delight factors and different things to take care of our guests. We saw that throughout ski country. And moving into summer, I think there's a general optimism because of the pacing. I think people are feeling like, as long as Mother Nature cooperates a little bit with moisture and some of those other factors, that we will see a strong summer season. So people are generally pretty optimistic moving forward, while recognizing that we took it in the chin a little bit for the winter season. And we'll hope that next winter returns to normal.
Yeah. I want to just play off this whole conversation that we've had nationally and locally about this K-shaped economy. That's where, those who tend to earn a little bit more seem to be spending a little bit more these days, and those who earn less aren't spending as much. And we're seeing that in a fascinating economic divide kind of happening right now. The tracking shows that many of the luxury mountain properties seem to be still doing pretty well, but the economy tier lodging are actually having to drop their rates to get heads in beds, due to inflationary pressures. How is inflation changing the demographic of the Colorado tourism market right now, from your perspective, Chris?
Yes, it is. The K-shaped economy is a very real phenomenon. The folks who are doing well right now with investments in the stock market and the people with discretionary spending are still coming to Colorado, and they're still spending. Maybe not at the volume, and we've seen a little bit of a decrease in international travel. But the folks who are a little bit more budget oriented are struggling a little bit more because those inflationary factors, they hit folks a little bit harder. They hit middle class folks a little bit harder than they do the real high income. And the difference between a good year in Colorado and a great year in Colorado, a great year for Colorado tourism, is one where we are open and accessible and inclusionary of people throughout the entire economic spectrum. It is nearly impossible for us to have a great year, either here in Eagle County or as a state,
right,
if we're not open and inclusive to everybody looking to come and travel, from budget travelers to economy travelers to luxury travelers. And right now we are seeing a little bit of a divide, where we're doing still pretty well among the very high net worth.
Chris,
the winter impacted us.
We want to thank you for all the work you guys continue to do out there in the Vail Valley and for joining us on the program. We got to cut, but keep up the great work. Keep us informed on what's happening. Vail Valley is such an important part of our economy. Resilience is the defining trait of a Colorado mountain town and economy. When the winter underperforms, they pivot immediately to the summer. We will be watching closely to see.
Dude, that's what my podcast said 2 weeks ago, kid.
Thanks so much for your insight. We'll be back during the 11 o'clock hour to talk about the stock market volatility. As plenty of seasoned investors.
Yo, this dude just quoted my podcast.
Just prove proud to play the long game. We'll meet the award-winning students next. Stay with us for the 9 News Business.
Watch the
I'm
replay.
Ryan Fraser.
And of course, don't go anywhere. Scan that QR code. That's